There are particular reasons why Ellie cut a new bite wound in The Last of Us Season 2 premiere. Ellie is bitten by an infected and survives, making her an extremely unusual case in the devastated world this franchise portrays. Is the inciting act for both the TV show and the game. This part of the story is still essential to her character and those around her, even if the second season of The Last of Us begins 5 years after the conclusion of Season 1. The cast of The Last of Us Season 2 is led by Bella Ramsey once again, but the new season also features several new characters centered around Jackson, the commune that Tommy and Maria founded. The second season presents more of an ensemble rather than just the two main protagonists, showcasing Jackson's close-knit and refined town as a lighthouse in a harsh world. Its populace does, however, have their own secrets and prejudices, which manifest in some interesting ways. In The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 1, Ellie is bitten by the Stalker. In The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 1, Ellie and her new love interest breach procedure by going into an abandoned building outside Jackson for a regular patrol. This is a very dangerous decision because, despite their training, characters can usually be killed by a single bite from an infected. After falling through the floor and becoming separated from Dina, Ellie finds herself alone at the bottom of the building, facing one of the most lethal forms of infected. In The Last of Us, infected people go through stages, becoming more horrific the longer they live. Of course, stalkers aren't the last stage, but if you've played the game, you know how annoying they are. In the television show, Ellie experiences some difficulties and is bitten before she is able to kill the stalker. Because of her survival, she is able to alert the Jackson Council to the stalker's growing consciousness and warn them of the infected's growth throughout the time leap. To conceal the fact that her new wound is an infected bite, Ellie cuts it. In the Season 2 premiere of The Last of Us, Ellie slashes her arm, but only to conceal the bite. She might be killed right away if someone saw that she had been bitten, or they might warn someone else who would. It would be a terrible, stressful scenario, and Ellie's immunity also raises scientific concerns that would bring her back to the place where she was in Season 1, where people wanted to utilize her for a cure, even if it meant her death. She shields herself from those outcomes by making the wound appear to have originated from a different source. The stakes are still very high even in Jackson, where people are cooperating to survive and even creating relaxed facets of community. All of Jackson's friendliness and generosity might vanish the instant someone discovers that there may be a cure, and Ellie would no longer be viewed as a human being, but rather as a future vessel, similar to the Fireflies. Season 2's finale carries on Ellie's practice of concealing her immunity. Ellie's arm tattoo, which she gets to hide the scars from her initial bite, is a reference to the video game in The Last of Us Season 2. A key element of Season 1 and Season 2 is Ellie's concealment of her immunity during the journey across America. She still can't tell others without giving it careful thought, even if there is much less hope for a cure now that the Salt Lake City tragedy has occurred, because it will instantly alter how other characters perceive her. In contrast to other zombie apocalypse-themed titles, The Last of Us is particularly captivating since, in addition to the increased stakes for survival, the main character is also obliged to conceal something. Life or death depends on Ellie's immunity, and HBO's version of The Last of Us will undoubtedly continue to show the horrors that people can commit in times of need. Episode 1 is only the start, hinting at a lot more to come.